It's an excellent question, and people, I think, are frightened at the idea of participating in an e-club. They think, oh my goodness, what do I need for this? Well, basically, what you need is a laptop, or a PC, or a notebook, or a pad, or indeed even an iPhone if you can afford it, and you just need to tune in. And we provide you with the link to an online meeting. You click on this link, you will be taken to a menu page, you can sign in as a guest, and then whoever's in charge of the meeting will then allow you to come in. There's a little trick here, of course, that we do expect the guests to pay a little bit of money before they come in. And hey presto, there are payment details actually on the page when you click on the link. So that's an important part of it. That also, of course, underlines another important part of e-clubs, is that you need online payment systems. It's very, very important to do that, both for members and their dues and also for guests. Very important aspect of this. But the idea that this is difficult, I really need to sort of dispel that immediately, because you need just a readiness to work online, that's important, a basic understanding of how the internet functions, and I mean really basic. It means you have to turn on your computer, and you have to be able to click on a link to a club meeting, which will be on our agenda, and is also to be found on the club website every week, and I underline this, on the Facebook page. At the meeting itself, you listen. The platform that we use allows people to have a webcam, to use a webcam if they want. You don't have to use a webcam. It has an audio system where you can turn on your microphone, and that of course has to be controlled by whoever's running the meeting, because we can't have everyone speaking at the same time. That's an extremely important part of e-club culture, I have to say. So it needs to be controlled by someone who's in charge. But you go in and you follow the meeting. There's usually a chat room, there is on our system anyway, where you can make written comments or ask questions of whoever might be giving a talk at the time. You can make any sort of comment that you like in that particular way. And of course the most important thing is you need headphones. Now this is the really techie issue, but if you have lots of people, 20 people online, the most important technical issue that you have to avoid is feedback. And so everyone has to have headphones. So to summarize, you need a computer, you need a basic willingness to work online, you need the link, which is the easiest thing, it's available on 3 different channels, and you need a pair of headphones. And you must be the sort of person that is perfectly happy to let another person speak before you speak. Yeah, well, where we meet currently is in a location in what's called Gendarmenmarkt in Berlin. It's called the Berlin Capital Club. It's a business club, but of course we can meet anywhere. We sometimes meet in a cafe, for example, in central Berlin. It's important, I think, for an offline meeting for an e-club that it is in the center of a city. People may disagree with this, but I think it's rather important, not least for guests who are coming to Berlin. They tend to be in the center, and if they want to attend an offline meeting, they tend to say, where can I go? To a Rotary Club? And hey presto, they find it in the center. So when we do meet offline, we meet in this regular location called the Berlin Capital Club. It suits our needs very well. If you're thinking of setting up an e-club, you need to make sure that the place where you meet has good Wi-Fi and has good internet connection. This is an absolute prerequisite. If you're like us in our hybrid club and having offline meetings, then you really have to make sure that your meeting is being properly broadcast to outsiders and that the sound quality is good. This is a very, very, very important point for any hybrid club, is that when you're meeting offline, it's not just about the guys in the room, it's about the guys listening. And as I said, we are a young club, we're still working on that. But that is an area where I think we, and probably, dare I say, other e-clubs need to improve. That how do you broadcast successfully an offline meeting to people listening around the world, some of whom are sort of vaguely interested, but it's midnight where they're tuning in because of the time difference. This is a very, very important part of any e-club, which means, of course, that you need also a good beamer, in order to project, for example, slides that may be being presented by a speaker. So all these technical issues, they're never ending, but it's a great challenge. And I think that the more we do it, the better we do it. And the more, I think, that the Rotary message and Rotary aims and goals are broadcast to the world. And that is an interesting question, because even though people nowadays do conferencing in their jobs, they are quite hesitant about talking online. And what I want to do is to inculcate the culture, and I think this is important for all e-clubs, of not making any difference between an offline meeting and an online meeting. People should be as comfortable with talking online as they do offline. It's like an e-reader. You know, once you've been reading on it for 2 hours or so, it becomes like an ordinary book. And we should try and get away from this idea that technology is somehow getting in the way. It is meant to facilitate, not to be a hurdle. But it takes a bit of getting used to this, I have to say. And it also means that some of our guest speakers, not all, some are very comfortable with doing it, but some of them sort of think twice when you ask them to do it online. But then you persuade them and say, it's really terribly easy and we'll help you through. And they're all perfectly happy to do it. And final point, when it comes to our members, people applying for membership, like all Rotary clubs, people are asked to give a report, a presentation to the club members. We insist this is done online. This is part of the rite of passage of membership for our e-club. It must be done online, even if people are not comfortable with it. It's a sort of signature. You have to tick that box that you've done something online.